I love me some Avatar Nation. Step on them, king. Step on them, king.
Please, you have nerve. You've been beating everybody.
I'm talking, baby.
What up, SK?
I'm here for the mess.
I'm talking, baby.
Get it, Daddy.
Hey!
I love me some Avatar Nation. Step on them, king. Step on them, king.
Wow.
Oh, no, you didn't call me silly, honey. You're shady.
I'm talking, baby.
Get it, Daddy.
Well, goodness gracious.
No beef, just tofu.
Wow. I'm here for the mess. Get it, Daddy.
Woo, child.
Well, goodness gracious.
Avatar Nation.
All right, what's up, everybody? How you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys had a great Friday. It's been a lot going on, so it's been a lot going on. But let me say hello to those who are here. What's up, Randall Crafty Gamer? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. What's up, Your Pleasure 721? Thank you for being a tofuan over here. What's up, Ron P? Ron P took the night off from the club because I think he broke one of his hips when he was dancing. Oh, hell no. Yeah, that's the one and only Ron P shaking his hips for y'all. What's up, Black Strawberry Apple? How you doing? Thank you for being over here. Thank you for being a tofu one. Did I say hello to Nessa already? What's up, Nessa? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for being a tofu one. Tofu alley cat like Bella. Woo. What's up, Auntie Donna? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being an alley cat too, like Bella. Tofu alley cat. Oh Lord. What's up, Miss Magnificent? Good to see you. Ooh, what's up, Diva D? How you doing, Diva D? Thank you for being a tofu win. Appreciate you. All right, so let's jump into it real quick. So today's been a hell of a day, right? A whole bunch of shenanigans and all that other stuff. So we're gonna talk about that, okay? But first, let's jump into this real quick. Let me share my agenda so you know what we're talking about tonight. If you don't mind, feel free to throw to the live and please subscribe to the channel if you are new. All right, I titled this live green doo doo. Lord, you'll understand why in a minute. Oh, not that one, ooh, child. This is the agenda. All right, so first we're gonna start with the Platinum Chat. Bad Kids Part 2. The green sector is now Doodoo Brown, Gooseneck, Love Blake, Joyce, Mr. Clean, which equals D Cop. Dovie'S Defense, Jay Wilson, Rico, Independent Tista, and Fyebabe lost her darn mind. Okay, so that's what we're gonna talk about tonight. So the theme is instead of green, it is green doodoo or doodoo brown, whatever you want to talk about, whatever you want to say. What's up, Detach Myself? How you doing? Good to see you. All right, here we go. For those in my platinum chat, dudes or do. I'm not talking about doodoo brown, but for those in my platinum chat, dudes or do. I will be premiering something this month. So you guys in my platinum chat will be the first ones to see it, right? You guys will be the first ones to see it. If you're interested in joining the platinum chat, feel free to reach out to me on IG, avatar underscore nation. Avatar underscore nation and DM me, and we'll see if you can get in. All right, once again, that's for those are my platinum chat where it goes down at. What's up, Miss B-Town? Hester buzzing around. Make sure you keep that lady away from you. Ooh, I hope you're not in the green sector either. You like yellow, so you might be in the yellow sector, but make sure you stay away from the green people. Oh Lord. All right, they're already rotten. Oh no, we're gonna get into it. All right, anybody else coming in? What's up, Sharona B? Thank you for being here, along with Miss B Town Hester, who buzzes around everywhere. All right, so let's get started. Let me start with the whole gym thing first. So I was at the gym today. I played basketball. Now this was an interesting day. Now I did see the disrespectful ass kid, but he didn't say nothing to him. And I mean, I didn't say nothing to him. He didn't say nothing to me. It was whatever it is. I don't hog people like that. I don't do that to people. So we have an issue. As long as you don't disrespect me again, I put bygones to be guys, bygones. Like you pop off again, we gonna have an issue. What's up, Cheryl Bennett? How you doing? Good to see you. So, but today was a unusual day. And I had this dude. Now think of what's his name, Big Duke. So Big Duke was on the basketball court. Me and Big Duke were going at each other. Big Duke, we ain't had no problems, right? Then Big Duke didn't like something that I did. Now Big Duke, now don't this is kind of don't get perverted with this. Big Duke tried to back me down, right? He tried to use his butt and his back and all this stuff. Now Big Duke was cut. Big Duke was cut. Big Duke be working out and all that other stuff. But I don't give a damn because I work out too. So anyway, so a Big Duke tried to back me down and all this other stuff. Well, I wasn't having it. It is what it is. So somehow he lost control of the ball and he was going to try to blame me. So Big Duke tried to get rough with me. He tried to he said, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna show you." So Big Duke tried to like flex on me or whatever, push me and all this other stuff. Well, he almost fell down to his dismay. Oh, he said, "Oh, it's like that." I'm like, "Yo, bro, yeah, it's like that. I didn't do nothing to you." So then once Big Duke saw that he could not overtake me, he was like, you know how we get down, you know how we play." I'm like, "Yeah, okay, mm-hmm." So yeah, so it was very interesting. And then this other dude go get mad. Now he doing all this pushing and all this other stuff. And the one time I call a foul, he like, "Oh, you gonna call a foul on that?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I sure am." And then he said, "Well, every time you touch me is a foul." I was like, "If you don't get your fairy sounding ass out of here," I was like, "Really?" I was like, "Really, really, really?" It was just weird. The men who were strong and go to the gym were acting weak. It was just. I just want to share that with y'all. It was a very interesting day. It was very in that capacity. It was very, it was very interesting. And I'm not. I mean, I don't get loud and belligerent because I don't want to. I never want to get that kind of reputation. And you got to know when to do what. But he was trying to check me just because he big and lift weights. Don't. And let me just say something. You can't really see my physique because I kind of wear baggy clothes to the gym. So people, when I wear baggy clothes, people think I'm fat, right? I can just see, "Oh, that's fat ass." Just that. And then okay, so when they try to get rough and tough with me, and they've almost fallen and bust their ass, they did. Oh. See, that's why you just don't just be nice to people. That's all I got to say. All right, let's move on from that. Badass Kids Part 2. Now, this doesn't have anything to do with me. This has something to do with Elon Musk and all that. So they got this thing, these little kids. Well, I'm not telling these little kids. I'm gonna just show you the article. Here we go. Provide y'all something educational instead of doo-doo all day. All right, here we go. Elon Musk offers college student $5,000 to delete Twitter bot tracking his private jet over security concerns, but the IT major refuses and asks for an internship instead. You see how darn disrespectful these kids are? This man had this student has developed a bot where he's tracking the planes and everything of these, of Elon Musk and what's his name, Bill Gates and some other people. And Elon Musk came to the kid and was like, "Yo, I'll pay you 5 G's if you delete it." Right. And they don't really want to do that because that will then encourage other people to start developing apps for ransom. So they really don't want to do that. But he's looking at it as a security concern. The kid's like, "No, I don't want it." It took me. He started doing this in high school. So he's like, "No, it took me multiple years to do it. And no, I want an internship instead at your SpaceX company or Tesla." I was like, the nerve. What? You putting this man's life at risk because you tracking everywhere he go. He tracking where he was in California and all this other stuff. And it's not even that. It's like sometimes he's in the plane and sometimes he's not in the plane. Sometimes there's other people in the plane, but still, nonetheless, you don't want everybody tracking you. He really asked him to take to stop it because there's crazy people out there. There's tons of people who are, insane and don't like Tesla and don't like that he's trying to go to space and all this stuff. But at the end of the day, Elon Musk asked him to stop. And he sat up there and said, no. The nerve. Like you're not even like a full-fledged adult. You still in college. And then you got a nerve to ask the man, can you work for his company? What? It's insane. But somehow they, the FAA, what is it, the FAA? Yes, FAA. He's got this bot thing going. He's got this algorithm, and they're cross-referencing records in real time and all this other stuff. So, but in all honesty, it is a security issue because, anybody could plan something, right? Due to the help of this dude's bot. So, yeah, it's bad kids. These kids have no respect. No respect. It's sad because you got to put them in jail pretty much for them to respect you. Like to be honest, I feel in this day that you got to beat a kid's behind bad, not just a knock up beside the head because they'll come back after you, but beat their behind bad along with a message for them to stop. Like, dude is a billionaire, right? A billionaire is asking you now if he sends his goons after your ass, then it's going to be an issue, right? Just like, and Elon Musk could easily do that, send his goons, and I'm sure he could. I ain't gonna promote that, but it's just badass kids. Anyway, I thought I would share that with y'all because we talked about the bad kid the other day. Anyway, so let's get into it. The green sector is now doo-doo brown. So I guess there was a green sector going around, right? Green sector. Now, when I heard the green sector, I thought of the trees, things being eco-friendly instead of, plastic. We're now going to use paper. No, it include now some of these people ate boogerwood. Well, majority of them, and I ain't gonna say love Blake and Joyce, but Gooseneck, which is Shelly, and Decot, which is Mr. Clean, are in that green sector. Now they got Love, Blake, and Joyce and some other people. Apparently, they've already had some issues because Gooseneck, who go around threatening people. Now you can see, well, Sir King, why are you putting yourself in this situation? The reason why I'm invested in this situation is because she threatened me. Gooseneck threatened to kill me, throw me in a river, and was asking everybody for my information. Right? Because she decided to take my content and under YouTube guidelines, I decided to protect it. So yeah, that's why I have an interest in the situation. So Gooseneck is mad because Love Blake or something was saying something about her and all this other stuff. And then Love Blake said that she would pop her in the head with a gun and all this other stuff. I'm like, how ironic, Gooseneck. You said that you wanted to kill me, gut me, and all that, and throw me in the river. Right? Oh, so now it's an issue with somebody want to pop you in the head with a gun. Right? Oh, I'm how ironic and hypocritical. So then she was mad that this all took place on Decot, which is Mr. Clean. Now Decot is a former cop, and then Shelly was sitting up there saying, "How you Decot, a former cop, gonna allow that lady to threaten me? Well, how in the world is Decot, a former cop, gonna sit up here and allow anything to transpire on her platform? She up here supporting racists, supporting doxers. I'm sure anybody other the Fraternal Order or the Boys in Blue would not be too pleased of Decot's online actions because they are a great travesty and an embarrassment to those who took the oath to protect the badger in the public, because she don't do none of that. She's sitting over there looking like Mr. Clean, trying to flex her arms and stuff with that big old bald ass head, but don't do a damn thing when it comes to justice, right? You know what I mean? She don't do nothing. She just sit there and she's a follower. She is a follower, okay? And I said what I said. Okay, so apparently then now Gooseneck has an issue because Joyce was on the panel too and was laughing. This is the thing. Don't let Shelly do nothing for you. Shelly, I told you Shelly's MO, right? Shelly will come to you in a time of need and when there's an issue and when there's a problem and assist you when you got something wrong with your channel or you're going through something. And she'll say, oh, I'll look up all the resources for you. But you know what she does? She will sit over there and she will use that against you. And later down the day, she get your motherfucking ass out of my chat, racist. I don't deal with you. Go over there and through Albuquerque FBI. Racist ass motherfucker. Get out of here. I didn't bother your ass. Leave me the fuck alone. Broke ass motherfucker. Eviction. Who cares what the fuck the eviction is? Eviction on your record, right? Broke ass wannabe. But disrespected black people at the same motherfucking time. Go somewhere. You right. You po. Po Derek. Yeah, you right. You po. You po. Mm-hmm. You over there killing ducks and shit so you can eat. Living off the land, motherfucker want to claim, oh, I got $10,000. Bullshit. Bullshit. Anyway, you ain't bothering your ass. So leave me the fuck alone and stay away from here. All right, thank you very much. Nasal drip my ass. I drip this snot all over your face. Keep fucking with me. Racist ass motherfucker. I don't even know why they keep your ass alive. And Jay Wilson, weak ass, bitch ass, always entertaining you. Oh, Poe Derek, I can't let you up, Poe Derek. But he over there, that dude over there call us a nigger every time he won't. Jay Wilson, you shouldn't even allow that motherfucker. That motherfucker should be banned instantly. But you like people like that, though. That's why I can't stand your hypocritical cooning ass, too. Go loud, man. You know it's a racist, but just because he changed his name, you're going to sit over here and just like, oh, I don't know. Poe Derek. These people, these content creators are playing a lot of y'all faces, a lot of y'all faces. Just like D-Cop too. Anyway, so what I want to say, so yeah, she'll come to you at a time of conflict or when you need something and then hold it over your head. Like she was sitting on the television. Well, Joyce, I called this and who she said had COVID. Oh, D-Cop, you had COVID. And I called every emergency room in your area. I'm like, well, why the hell did you do that if you're gonna hold this stuff over people's heads? So just be careful out those. Be careful those people. Just be careful because people be doing good stuff, then to put you in a guilt trip later. Um. So yeah. So I guess the green sector is now doo-doo brown. You know what I mean? Because I knew that was never gonna work. And why is Shelly always involved in some mess? It's like she says she gonna do right, but she do nothing but wrong. And then you go sit. How you gonna sit there and expect anything good to come out of that when all those? Well, I don't know about Love Blake, but all those people involved in debauchery and mess. Like, woo! All right, let's move on to W's defense and Jay Wilson. So you know the whole situation with Jay Wilson saying now he said he gonna put papers on Dovey. At first he said he wasn't gonna do that. He was just gonna investigate the situation at his hometown. Uh-oh. But now he's going to put papers on W or whatever he's going to do. But you know what? I was thinking about this. W's already got a defense. W can say that she got mental issues, she's delayed, or she just has some kind of mental issue or something like that. So I don't think whatever he's trying to do, and if it goes to the court of law, I think she could just say, hey, I have these medical situations, and it caused me to have misjudgment, right? Right? Because everybody up here, cool, Shelly talking about she got bipolar, this. And I'm like, damn, if you got that, then stay off the application. Like it's only exacerbating your situation. I was thinking it, like I said the other day. It's like someone you got a knife wound. Are you going to keep digging in the knife wound? Like, no, you're going to stop if it makes things worse. The same thing in this situation here, right? Same thing in the situation here. But W's got a defense, I feel. I think W does have allegedly, potentially, have some mental issue that's documented on paper. So I don't think whatever Jay Wilson does is going to stand in court. I mean, they may tell him to stop using YouTube, but I don't really think like he has a case, right? I really don't. Because I mean, maybe W can confirm. Everybody else talking they have mental issues. Maybe W can sit up and say she's crazy, or whatever she got. I don't know. Liism. I don't know. Is she liism? I don't know. So let's move on to Rico. Rico was in court today, right? They say he got the case dismissed. They said that he lied to the judge. He said he pushed the cat instead when he Mike Tyson the cat or punched the cat and all that other stuff. And they said now they're going to report him to the courts because he sat up there and recorded the proceedings when he wasn't supposed to. I don't know. Because anyway, when you record things are public record, right? So I don't know. Rico, I just think you need to just stop. I know you want to prove yourself innocent, but you need to stop with these folks because these folks are doing anything and everything to make your life a travesty because they see your life as entertainment. You know what I mean? They see your life, no matter what may happen to it. You can fall down, break your leg, they're going to laugh. Rico, you just need to be careful how you move. You just need to be careful how you move, Rico. I really do feel that. You just, because these people want to take you down. they want to take you down. They want to take everybody down, to be honest with you. But you just gotta be careful with that stuff. You know what I mean? And how did you get the phone in the courthouse anyway? Like, don't they tell you to not to bring the phone in the courthouse? I don't know. Maybe they allow you in. I don't know. All right, let's move on. Next up is Independent Tista. Look, I'm gonna intertwine Independent Tista and Fyebabe lost her darn mind together. Today was a very sad day. I mean, it was just a very disgusting day because you have one of the more prominent content creators on this application acting like a damn baby. And it was sad. You know, I had people telling me, "Oh, this they playing in our face," and I'm like, "No, they're not playing in your face because you don't play with your audience. You don't play with your bag." What'd you say, Rico? Hello, Rico. How you doing? Happy Friday to you. I see and know. Okay, I know, but just what did Lemon not tell you, and everybody else tell you? You don't need to share everything. I know you're trying to prove your innocence, but you don't. Some things you just don't prove your own innocence at your own detriment and freedom. You know, that's all I got to say. Because these people embellish, they over exaggerate, and all that other stuff. To the court, and then the court go looking and all that other stuff. So, all right. So let me get back to what I was saying. Yeah, today was just it was an embarrassing day, right? You have like one of the more prominent content creators dissing her main supporter, and then on top of that, doubling down, and then on top of that, making fun. Like, it was just weird. Like, Independent Lisa said that she had recent losses in her family, right? So why in the world are you going to reference that in a point of contention if that's truly your friend? Why would you do that, Fyebabe? And then it's just so sad. It was just so sad to see that because it just showed that lady's callous. She's insecure. She's allowed YouTube to become her reality, and then she thinks that, oh, I'm this and that. Like I said, like a lot of people said, it's more to this situation than what we see. I think there may be some love feelings involved. There may be, like, you just don't buy those kind of things for someone that is just an entertainer, right? They're friends, yes, I understand that, but nobody's buying. Like, you can't. It's weird, right? Fabio cannot buy those kind of things that Independent Tista bought her. Right. Usually you do those kind of things for those who could do it for you, right? Usually at that greater frequency, like your girlfriend going to some, fancy restaurant, right? That's like the bill's gonna be $1,000 at the end of the day. But then you guys do that often because she can reciprocate in that way as well. Fabio can't do that. So there's something going on there. There's something going on. And it was sad that she embarrassed her and think that she could control it. But I think the main disappointing thing today is that Pizarro popped up on the panel with Fyebabe. And the animosity and gusto that we thought that caused this whole situation, because the whole situation is of Pizarro, not Pizarro, of Independent Tista going over to Pizarro's live. This is what started this whole thing. Drop it down in the chat. Not that Independent Tista was saying anything bad about Fyebabe. It was just that where she was. So I'm like, okay, well, if you hated her that bad when Pizarro showed up on your face, then it's going to be a situation, right? No, it did not. Pizarro showed up on Fyebabe's live today on the panel, and they had a cordial, civil conversation. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? I would have thought, like, what's up? What's up, B? What's up, ho? What the F you doing here? Nothing. Nothing of that nature. I was like, wow. And then Independent Lisa joined them. Independent Lisa said that, how could you do this to me? Da 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 da. All this other stuff, to the point where Independent Lisa became so overcome with grief that she left. She left on the panel, and then Fyebabe was like, "I'm sorry what you going through, but you can't you can't." And I'm like, sitting here, I'm like, wow, you a callous ass human being. I'm not even call her a woman, and then double down on it. So I don't know what's going on. It's sad. I hope nobody else that supports her like that is treated that way. You know, it's just that's sad. And I just hope Independent Statista put her support behind somebody else. I really do put it down behind Pizarro, but I don't think she will because, like I said, there's some love dynamic there. There is some love dynamic there. When you start being, oh, you my, godmother, my child, and here's some Birkin boots for $1,000 and all this other stuff. There's some. I hate to say it. There's some love interest behind that, and I hate to put that out there, but there's something going on, right? And then let's talk about this though. If their friendship was so strong in the background, this would have never ever transpired. And that's how I know Fyebabe is crazy, right? Because she has now allowed her online persona trumped her real life image of who she is. Her online persona is more important to her than her offline business or shenanigans, whatever you want to call it. Because if your relationship so strong with Independent Statista offline, you wouldn't care where she goes online. You get what I'm saying? If it's so strong offline, her being in Pizarro chat for 30 minutes to an hour is not a damn thing. Who cares if they're rubbing it in your face? You have a strong rapport with Independent Statista offline to the point that that bond is not going to be broken by some shenanigans that have only last for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, or the most, right? So I feel that Fyebabe wanted to maybe break this up and using this as an excuse to do it. And the callousness and the coldness that she showed today towards her lets me know a lot. Because we don't know everything and anything of what they talked about behind the scenes. But at the end of the day, you can't control a grown woman. So let me see what y'all saying in the chat. And it just said, and a strong supporter at that. DVD says, if Five Subs made it worse by instantly dragging Tisa as soon as Five told about her disagreement, I know she feels that she can't hang in that chat after seeing that stuff they said. Remember when I told her when she came over here? And I said, wow, you're not going to, why would Fyebabe drag you like that? And all that other stuff. I said, that's wrong. I was standing in defense of Independent Statista. And Independent Statista cursed me out in my own live and told me to stay in my lane. And now look where we at now. So, yeah. Saint City says maybe that is truly who she is, both on and offline. I think online is her life, right? Right? Like her offline life is minimal in comparison to who she is, what she thinks she is online. Like I tell you before, like offline, she probably a nobody, right? Nobody probably checking for her offline. Online, she thinks she is what she said, a queen. A queen don't act like that though. She let a whole troll ruin her image. I want to know how many people unsubscribe from her. Because when you pull those kind of shenanigans and did her dirty again today, a lot of people just unsubscribe because you're not who you say you are, right? So, and then she was bold with it, right? I'm this, I'm relevant. You're making her relevant. I'm like, okay. Anyway, let me see what else you guys are saying. You said my heart went out to the lady because she is grieving. Yeah, that's true. And the way she dissed her today, it was just sad. It was just totally sad. That was sad, yeah. You said her whole demeanor is sociopathic. Yeah, she's sort of. I'm not gonna go insinuate what's going on with people mentally, but something's going on with her. So something's going on, and I've seen flashes of that with the whole thing with me. Right, you're rallying people up to what blackout an avatar because she fears. I think she fears her world crumbling when she loses relevance. That's what I fear. And she thinks that anyone that poses a threat to her being relevant, she needs to put a stop to it immediately. So let's just say this. Let's say somebody's constantly talking about Pizarro. We're all talking about Pizarro instead of her. I think she begins to freak out because she's now seeing that her time is coming to a close. And that's why she's having this reaction regarding Pizarro and Independenista, because she's in her mind, she's seeing that Independenista is adding to her slow demise of being relevant. So therefore, she needs to cut that off, and everybody else associated with it. That's how I felt. No, I don't think she used her for clicks and views, giving love, because you gotta understand, clicks and views for what? Like, that was a whole. You can't come back from that. You can't come back from embarrassing and making feel bad your strongest supporter, visibly and financially. That was like clicks and views, but what's going to happen after that? Right, your views are not going to be low flow, low to the flow. So she may have used her, but for what, a long-term detriment, So yeah, it was just sad. Nobody should be treated that way, especially if she's going through that time. Hello, Stephanie. I ain't seen you before, but hello, welcome. All right, y'all. That's my commentary for tonight. I kept it short and sweet. I know they did a whole panel over there and all that. Jay Wilson and all that. Everybody took giving a whole, bringing out Tracy D and Heidi and all that other stuff. Now, wait a minute. Now, it was interesting that Tracy D said something about that a kid almost drowned because Fyebabe was supposed to be watching the kid, allegedly was supposed to be watching the kid, but she was watching YouTube. I don't know about that. So yeah, you said even some of her people were saying, well, if I was Fyebabe, I'd be freaking out too, right? It seemed like her whole livelihood is based off this thing. So if she sees numbers dropping and stuff like that, then. Oh, okay. I'm glad to see. Well, thank you for dropping down, Stephanie. You see, I'm always here. May not stop. Drop down. Okay. Well, thank you. Happy Friday to you, Stephanie. Thank you for stopping on by. All right. I'm going to drop the link in case anybody wants to share their thoughts and sentiments about what has transpired today and what you think will transpire in the future. But it's a lot going on. And I think it's a lot going on that we can't see, to be honest with you. So that could be a good thing and that could be a bad thing. But trust and believe. Don't let nobody control you. And don't get too invested. You know what I mean? Don't get too invested. Because any day, I've learned a supporter can pull the rug and a content creator, as you see, can pull the rug and decide to, leave or not like you no more. So stay true to who you are. Stay, don't get too invested. Because I hope if Independentista goes back, that she gets a sincere apology, not an apology because Fyebabe is now having financial distress, but a sincere apology. We got somebody coming up. Hold on 1 second, y'all. What should I do? I still have that clip. Oh, is this it? Hold on.
Something just ain't right. It just ain't right.
You are so silly.
Oh, I had to make sure. How you doing,
You
Corey?
are so silly. I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Good. I had to dust that off, Corey.
You're so silly. I want to say this to you.
Mm-hmm.
Did you listen to what Fyebabe said today about Pizarro?
What part?
When she said that Pizarro was her op. If Pizarro was her op, is an op to her, why would she allow the op in her channel and also on her panel? Do that make sense to you?
Oh, yes, it does. Okay, hold on 1 second. Wait a minute.
Okay.
Hold on. Something weird. Somebody popped up that I ain't never seen in ages. Hello?
King of Late Night.
Are you Langston Hughes? Sorry, Kwani. Hold on.
That's okay.
Are you Langston?
You ought to know better than that, Sir King. You ought to know better than that.
I know a lot of people are saying that you are Langston.
A lot of people,
Uh-huh.
a lot of people like who?
A good 50% of the hippo sector.
Of the who? Oh, the hip or the B sector.
Hmm.
Okay. So you honestly feel listening to my voice that me and Langston are
Nah,
the same person?
but I don't know. I'm not
And,
saying
and then
that.
taking into consideration our private conversation.
Yeah, I understand that, but well, I'm
Right.
not saying you, but I'm just saying a lot of people play it, a lot of people faces. And I'm not saying that you would. It could be your brother, that could be your cousin. I don't know, but
Come on, Sir King. You know me better than that, man. We've had some very in-depth, detailed conversations.
Yes, I know. That's the only thing
I've
that's
talked to you
just
about my military background,
yes,
right? You know what I've experienced being deployed,
right,
right?
right.
Those are
You
the
know,
conversations we had.
and that's what keeps me from saying yes. So that's true.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, I got an email with a couple of links from your show where you were discussing the fact that me and Langston were the same person.
Well,
There's a few people that reached out to me.
who sent you those links
A
though?
few people, I'll tell you, when we were on stereo,
Mm-hmm.
a few people reached out to me that were looking to network, expand their careers. A few people reached out to me that were already in entertainment, that were kind of stuck and looking for some advice. So they reached out to me and said, "Hey, do you know anyone who can help me with this, or can you assist me with this?" So we kept in touch. They were looking for a manager or an agent, looking to pay someone to manage their career. So we kept in touch, and a couple of those people actually, I guess, hang out in your clouds, and they sent me a link of you and Lemon discussing the fact that you thought that me and Langston were the same person. And I busted. To be honest with you, I was smoking a cigar at the time when the email came in, and I spit out my scotch and almost burned my suit coat with my cigar. I was like, "What the?" I was cracking up laughing. I actually choked on my scotch and almost burned my suit coat. I was like, "You got to be kidding me!"
But I do apologize if that offended you. But a lot of people playing a lot of games.
Well, yeah. I mean, you're in an environment, Sir King, where, and since I've been on YouTube for the past couple of days because of the whole Tasha K thing,
Mm-hmm.
and taking a look at everything that's going on and kind of remembering what I was going through as I was watching things that are happening on YouTube, and like I discussed with you before, it's its own society.
Yeah.
People in your chat, your subscribers, people that are part of YouTube. It's a microcosm of society, and you get tunnel vision. Right. You're in your own world. You're in a virtual reality world. So you get tunnel vision and you get paranoid, right? Particularly you being in the sector that you're in and what's going on. You get tunnel vision and you get paranoid, and you people popping up on your panel. You have no idea who they are, what their background is. So I get
Urban,
it.
I just want to say that the thing that while living the eye noticed is that when you took your hiatus for the reason you said, the first person to mention of your hiatus was him.
Okay.
The first person. Now,
that connects the dots to me
because nobody else referenced you. You know what I mean? Nobody else. Where's Urban? Yeah. Where's Urban's bit? He was the first one. And pretty much.
Do you remember him popping up on the panel when Langston actually popped up on the panel and spoke to me? Do you remember that?
Right. But then
do you remember that?
I remember that, but then you're connected somehow, like y'all brothers, cousins, something.
Oh, come on, man! Don't every educated black man.
Well, he is educated. He's a buffoon. He's pseudo-educated.
Yeah. I mean, so you get this, and I get it where people think that black men that speak with proper English or come from an educated background or come from a background where their family's educated, that they speak quote unquote proper English. Mm-hmm. So I get the stereotype, but I am not a so from listening to the clip that I was getting in my own mind, I was getting this image of Carlton Banks. right? Dancing with the
Yeah.
weird dance. Right?
Right.
Mr. Huxley
That's
did,
not
yeah.
me. That
Oh,
is
Mr.
not me.
Huxley. Okay.
I'm if you want to get a visual of me, you know, I'm a military man, 4 combat tours. I'm 6'5", 260 pounds, athletic, intelligent, right? World traveled, articulate. But you know, I work in the inner city. You know, I work. You know my background. I work mentoring Black males. I work. I do a lot of mentorship. I do a lot of work with disabled veterans. You know, I went through my own experience being a veteran that spent a significant. You know my background. Spent a significant amount of time in the hospital because of
Right.
what I went through. Those are the things in my heart.
Right.
You know, I'm tattooed up. You know, if I were to take off my suit and tie, if you see me in the gym, you're like, God dang, you got all the tattoos. Like, I am not Carlton Banks. You know, I played sports in school, played sports in college. So in your mind out there in the chat, don't assimilate me with Carlton Banks. And I'm not saying that that's Langston's profile. I actually complimented him to you in private. I said he was intelligent. I thought he had a certain type of wisecracking humor that would be a benefit to your panel.
I forgot that.
So, but you should know better than that, Sir King. Come on. I mean, does my voice sound like Langston's now? I think just because you hadn't heard it for a long time.
I mean, it's just certain dots that would be connected, and then, like I said, him mentioning me, it's just weird.
No, I think that was probably just him identifying with someone who spoke proper, right? Somebody who was speaking intelligence, someone who was speaking intelligently. I think that's probably why he brought that up, because that was like a fresh introduction to your platform, right? Prior to me, you know, I don't know if you ever had anyone similar to me on your platform or with my background on your platform. So it's probably him identifying with that. And, you know, he was a huge supporter of your channel, so I think he was looking forward to the future.
No,
right?
I'll call him a huge antagonist on my platform, not supporter.
But when me and you, and I'm going to speak to a couple of things I heard in the clip. So when I stumbled on your platform, it was completely by accident and organic. When you had your town hall meeting, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about the beef sector. Now, in my time, it was the pandemic that brought me to YouTube. Prior to that, I didn't associate or spend any time on YouTube. So it was a pandemic that, like a lot of people in America, we were, you know, on lockdown. You know, the future was uncertain. Everything was stopped. So I ended up on YouTube, and completely accidentally, completely organic, I ended up on your panel during your town hall meeting. Now, keep in mind that those are some of the things that I do. I speak in town hall meetings. I speak before veterans. Right? I speak to nonprofit organizations that are the primary goal is to provide mentorship to young Black males. So I identified with that. That's why I clicked on your link. So that was the introduction to me and your platform. Prior to that, I had zero knowledge about this sector, and I learned about it purely from being associated with your platform. You know, I researched, clicked on people's links, and went back as far as I could and learned everything that I could about the sector.
Okay. And what, I mean, and you've been good? I mean, everything else is good?
Yeah. I mean, if you can, I don't know what you talked about since I've been gone. I get the picture from you saying that when I left that you didn't discuss that with anyone. Is that accurate? Like, you didn't say why Urban Credit is no longer around?
I said you maybe had some changes in your life. That's about it.
So you discussed it a lot of bit, casually.
Well, I can't lie to the people. I said they were asking for a reason. I said he had some change, or he got tired of the area. I think you said the area was dark, so you didn't want to deal with that darkness no more.
Yeah, I mean that's part of it, but
yeah, but the other half they don't. The other half they don't. I don't think they really need to know about.
Right. I think you probably felt that was too personal, but I don't mind sharing it. So I got married, had twins on the way, on the honeymoon, and went back to work.
Okay,
But for me, spirituality has always been a significant thing, and I didn't want to step into that new phase of my life with any negative vibes, right? With any negative karma around me, and I just felt like what I was seeing, kind of like the downward spiral, and we see that today from the time I was introduced to your sector to where things are now. I mean, you've got multiple people in and out of it. I mean, I've done my research in 3 days I've been back on YouTube. You got multiple lawsuits going on. You got criminal cases going on. I mean, if you remember when I first came on, I predicted all of this. I talked about this downward spiral. Remember me saying, if you don't police yourself, someone else will come in. That
Yeah, I
things are
remember
bound to get
I remember
worse.
you saying that. I do remember you saying that.
Well, the thing
Right,
is,
so
they're using the court system to get revenge against those that.
Oh, is that Kwani? I'm not looking at the comments and I can't see who's on the screen. Is that Kwani?
Yeah.
Yes, it's me. How are you? Why are you laughing?
Because what I like about you, Kwani, is you have a knack for speaking the truth and in a very brutal and taking no prisoners manner. And I admire that about you. You also have a gift for discernment. You're very good at looking to the future, picking things apart and seeing the reality, seeing beneath the surface. That's a quality of leadership.
Well, thank you. I
Being
appreciate that.
being able to see around corners. So that's a gift of yours. I think that you probably don't. Well, I don't know. Do you realize that? Do you know that about yourself, Kwani?
Yeah. I learned that as a child.
Okay.
Yeah, I figured that out about myself as a child when I was 10. When I was 10 years old, I figured that out about myself. That it was a gift.
Yes, I love
people,
that.
and I've had ministers and elders to tell me that too, that I had a gift in that.
Yeah. Yes, I love that. People will detract from what you say because of your language, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes,
but
because I don't have tact. I don't use tact with it, but the world doesn't use tact though.
Right. You don't use tact and you don't bite your tongue, and you're an open book. You speak freely. The Bible talks about out of the bounds of the heart speaketh the mouth.
Mm-hmm.
There's no blockage with you. You just spit it out.
Right.
This is how I see it. And yeah, you use foul language. And
yes, I do.
But you can look in the Bible.
But look where I am. I'm in the beeping sector, so that's why I do it that way. Also, it's social media. Now, if I was doing this in real life, now I wouldn't use all that profanity then. If I was doing this with children, I would not use that. I would speak on their level.
Yeah, I got you. And I'm able to see beneath the surface, Kwani. I look at things from a 10,000-foot view. Mm-hmm. I can see beneath the surface, and I can see the value in what you say, regardless of the language, the colorful language that you use. I can see the value, but you're very intuitive. You could very easily be, a pastor, a missionary. You could very easily have a ministry.
No, we got enough of those running around.
So you got to look beyond the colorful language of Kwani and see the message. So that's just my perspective.
Well, all that matters are the ones who do get it.
I got you.
Because everybody's not going to get it, and the reason why a lot of people don't get it because they choose not to. The ones who want the knowledge and the wisdom, they will get it.
Yeah, I agree. Mm-hmm. What's this nonsense about me being Langston? Did you feel the same thing, Kwani?
Well, somebody got something.
No, I never thought you were Langston. No, you don't even sound like him to me. The both of you all speak intelligent, but
right.
No, you don't sound like Langston to me. No, you don't sound like him at all.
Yeah, I would agree.
I don't hear it. No, I don't hear it. I don't hear. I mean, the only thing that's similar, the both of you all speak intelligent. That's the only thing
I can't see the chat, so can take a poll. Take a poll now and see who thinks that me and Langston are the same person.
But Langston Langston is kind of cocky too. You're not cocky. Langston is really cocky.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Well, somebody
Yeah.
has a comment for you. They said, "Urban Critic, I remember when you first came on. I remember when you were using the avatar of an attractive band that they found on Pinterest. You took that ish down with the quickness, though."
Well, it was no particular reason why I switched it out. It's just an avatar. It was just an avatar. But if your question is, am I a good looking guy? You got done right. I take a lot of pride in my appearance, and yeah. But it was just an avatar. There wasn't any. When I put the avatar that I changed it to was the Black Panther, a Black Panther cartoon. I felt like that instead of that being more anonymous, that was more aligned with the type of person that I am, right? You know, that the Black Panther leader, you know, I identify with that, being a leader, being someone that speaks to the Black community, someone who believes in uplifting our people, somebody who studies history, someone who's aware of our history going back to our ancestors. So I switched it to something that was more identifiable to me. But that was just a random picture off of, you know, because when I popped up on your platform, it was completely last minute. I just Google searched the picture and threw it up there. What I Googled was black man in a suit.
Right. So you say Tasha K brought you back?
I kind of wanted to hear.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. What's your question?
No, I was gonna say. I mean, what do you think about that whole situation?
Well, obviously, you know, it went viral, right? Tasha K is well known on YouTube, but outside of YouTube, you know, her fame or infamy was limited, right? But once this court case came back with a verdict, she went international viral.
Yes, she did. She did.
National media viral. And that's how I heard about the case, was watching, you know, national media. So I was curious to see what people were saying about her on YouTube. That's what drove me here. And I was like, okay, well, let me see what the consensus is on YouTube.
Do you think it's been positive or do you think it's been negative on YouTube?
Well, you got to look at, you know, where I sit, Kwani, I look at things from, I like to use the term 10,000 foot view. I look at things from an executive view. I've got 20 years in public relations, 10 of those at the executive level. So I look at things a much wider view. Right?
Okay.
I have a bigger picture. I look at the bigger picture. So understanding social media, understanding how YouTube works. YouTube is a sales platform. YouTube runs like a sales platform. What do I mean by that? Is it's driven by views, right? It's driven by hours.
Right.
You know, it's like chasing the carrot. You hang a carrot in front of a horse, right? You put the rabbit in front of the greyhound. So it's a sales-driven platform. That's how, when you're talking about generating money, the best format you can use is a competitive format. All of the YouTubers are competing against one another for sales, for numbers, for views.
Correct.
So what happens in that type of environment is it skews everything, right? Because you're going to go with popular opinion. That's going to get you the views. That's going to get you the watch hours. So most of what you see on YouTube follows that alignment, right? What's popular? What's the popular opinion?
Right.
When I look at so I understand why there's so much negativity going towards Cardi B, because we're talking about a global pop star, right? 65 million followers. You know, or that's a you know, or you're talking about influence, social media influence. That's a huge amount of influence. So, obviously, whatever she's involved in, she's going to have the upper hand just because of her influence.
Right.
When you hear the term influencer, she has the mass influence. You know, Tasha K's a little girl, right? She's a small, independent journalist. When I say journalist, I'm using that word loosely. She admitted that she doesn't have any journalism training. I would recommend, if you're on YouTube and you're doing gossip blogging, if you're serious about it, you do need to take some journalism courses. You also need to know the law.
Correct.
That would have saved Tasha K very early on, using caveats in your commentary, right? It's simply saying something like, I don't know this to be fact. It is rumored, allegedly.
Correct.
Those types of caveats will protect you. I don't know this for fact, but this is what I've heard. When we're talking about defamation is the umbrella for slander and libel. Libel is written, slander is audible.
Okay.
So that's how you identify the difference between the two. And defamation cases in general are extremely difficult to prove.
Okay.
Going into this, Tasha K felt like, okay, this is going to be a cakewalk. This goes back to the importance of finding good legal counsel. My recommendation for anybody who's facing a lawsuit that has to do with defamation, a minimum of 30 years experience. You should be dealing with a law firm that has a minimum of 30 years experience. That's my personal recommendation. These are very complex cases to defend against. You got to have a proven track record. So you do your research when you're picking an attorney, picking a law firm, and that's where it starts. It starts with picking the right representation. Now, it falls back on what you can afford, right? Cardi B can afford the best of the best. Unfortunately, Tasha K, she can't match that financially.
But I
So
think
you can't match that financially. Go ahead.
Tasha K was given. I mean, I think she went overboard with a lot of stuff that she did because she was unchecked. Meaning that.
Well, yeah, we're talking about. Go ahead, Sir King.
I was just saying that she was unchecked because a lot of people gave her warnings, and then she felt that she kept going because she kept getting away with stuff. Right. Nobody would really take it to court, and be persistent.
Yeah, and my response to that is, once she reached the level that she reached, choosing a team is invaluable, right? Choosing the people that are around you. She should have had someone around her that had the expertise for the amount of attention she was garnering. When you get near 1 million followers on YouTube, you need to have experts. Right? It's not enough just to have people that, a husband or a close confidant. You need to start reaching out to professional help.
Right.
Because you become a target. And particularly when we're talking about the entertainment industry, they fiercely protect their investments.
I was going to say that too, because Cardi B is an investment. Yeah. She had a machine behind her.
Yeah. And when you listen to Tasha K's statement, I think that people were expecting her to come out and apologize and just be done with it. But we're not talking about we're talking about someone who kind of forged their own way. Tasha K kind of just the trailblazer, right? She just kind of kicked doors in and did her own thing. That's a learning process.
Do you think she's trying to be? Do you think she's a shock? Do you think she's trying to be a shock jock? Trying to be another Wendy Williams? Is she trying to be another Wendy Williams?
I don't think that was her intention. I think that was just her personality. I think she was unnatural to being similar to a Wendy Williams or a
what's his name, Star?
Yeah, or what's the white guy with the long hair?
I can't think of his name right now. Howard Stern. Okay.
What you see from Tasha K is pretty raw. Right? We've seen that. The language it's similar to you, Kwani, right? No filter.
Yeah.
No filter. Raw from the heart.
Raw and uncut. Yes, sir. That is.
When you start building a brand, you have to bring in professionals, right? That can fine tune your brand and say, okay, look, the amount of attention that you're getting, this is what we need to do. Here's how we need to move. You know, and if she had that in her team, the missteps that she made would never have happened. But once they happen, you got to get the best representation that you can find. I've heard a lot of comments about, people thinking that this case wasn't winnable. It was. With the right representation, she could have very easily won this case. Most of the time, these cases are thrown out before they even get started. Or there's a settlement.
Right.
Or there's a settlement.
Because that's what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a settlement. That's what I thought.
Yeah. Right. And I saw an interview on YouTube with with Cardi B's attorneys. And the individual was speaking to her said, look, there's a boatload of people that Tasha K we feel has been slandered. And, would you be willing to jump on the bandwagon here and go after all these people? And the very first thing Cardi B's attorney said, you could see the expression in her eyes. They're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. The very first thing they said was defamation cases are very difficult to prove. And that's a reality. That's just a reality in general. We're talking about First Amendment rights. We're talking about the right to have an opinion. Right. I can have an opinion. I can say that you're fat. Right. That's just my opinion.
Correct.
But what happens is, according to the law, right, I can't state something as fact that's not a fact, and with a malicious intent to destroy you, to defame you, to tear you apart, right? I'm angry at you, so I want to destroy you, in layman's terms. The best way to describe this, I think, to layman's, is take a look at Yelp reviews. Right, you can go on Yelp and say all kind of crazy stuff. The food was bad, it was roaches running around, and the cook smelled. That's your opinion. That is your opinion. So in America, we're entitled to our opinions, but you're not entitled to defame someone. And that's where it makes these defamation cases difficult, to battle out in the court system. But this was a winnable case for her. Do I think she should appeal? To be honest with you, I would say it's all about the money. Can you afford the right type of representation?
Correct. Because I was going to ask you that too.
If you can't afford it, if you can't afford it, you need to put out a statement saying, I respect the wishes of the judges. I would put out a statement saying that, talking about the fact that you respect Cardi B being a mother, raising children.
Right.
You respect that. Right? I respect the fact that this is another mother is raising children, and Cardi B was going through a process of changing her image. When this whole thing blew up, Cardi B was getting bad press. Right? She was getting bad press about old Twitter accounts, right? Old comments she made on social media. Okay. So when those things start coming up, we're talking about a rising artist. All of a sudden, bad press is coming out. When we're talking about an established artist, most of the popular media will quash those things, not talk about it very much, kind of bury it. When we're talking about independent media, like Tasha K and others, they're not part of the, I like the phrase get along gang. They're not part of the get along gang, right? Tasha K's not, I don't know the particulars of her background, but in general, we're talking about the difference between independent media, with no journalism training, kind of getting how you live on YouTube, versus established, educated, media companies that have been around for 60 years, right? They have relationships, long-standing relationships with labels. So that's what she was trying to express in her statement, but the timing was off and the statement was off. I can tell you that, in my opinion, I don't think that was written by a public or someone that was a publicist or someone who was a public relations executive. That was probably something she wrote herself.
Okay.
I think that the timing was off for that, especially if she was going to appeal. If she wasn't going to appeal, so it's all about your legal strategy. But I think that the approach she took, concerning the fact that we're talking about, a loved, established entertainer with, millions and millions of followers. She should have kept it short and sweet if she wasn't going to appeal, and just said, I respect Cardi B, I respect the wishes of the judge, I respect the judgment. I identify with her being a mother, and that's an area where we can agree on. And I had no malice towards her I was just trying to do my job as a journalist, and I've learned a lot in this experience, right, about being an independent journalist. And
Okay.
I'll move better in the future. That's a statement I would have gave her to put out if she wasn't going to seek an appeal. Seeking an appeal is a whole different story, but I don't think she should have released her own independent statement. It should have came from a professional.
Right.
Should have came from a professional.
Wow.
So that I'm speaking from my own background and from my personal opinion about the situation.
Okay.
Well, we wish her the best. I mean,
Do I think she can win an appeal with the right counsel? Yeah.
I don't think so. You can't
But
put out that
it's
somebody
not
herpes,
cheap.
though.
Say again?
She said that she had herpes. I mean, that's definitely defamation if the person don't have it, though. So.
Well, yeah. I mean, these are things that are argued out in the courtroom, right? So a lot of this. Let's look at the OJ case. Right? This isn't civil. This is criminal. But everybody and their mother said OJ was going to jail forever, right?
Well, the glove
There's
didn't
no
fit,
possible.
so they had to quit. I mean, that's totally
Right. There's no possible case he was going to get off on that. So finding the right counsel has a lot to do with the outcome of your case. That's just the facts. The right counsel has a lot to do with the outcome of your case.
Right.
This isn't some. What I've heard people say, this is illegal. This sets legal precedent. I don't agree with that. That YouTube's going to change policy because of this case. I don't agree with that. That would have happened, immediately. What I have seen though is YouTube has made some changes. The ones that I discussed when I first came on your platform, as far as cyberbullying, cyber harassment. Like, a lot of people have been demonetized. Right. I discussed all this in my first couple of visits on your platform, the future that was coming. A lot of people have been demonetized. It's very easy to lose your monetization. Like, look how easy it is now to have someone's channels popped for harassment and bullying.
Yeah, I know. I've been there.
Right. I spoke about all of this in advance. And as you look over time, in my absence, we see all of these things have come to pass, and there's more things coming. Social media is protected, from lawsuits. It's looked at as a third party, as just a platform for you to express your opinion. That's the reason why YouTube hasn't gotten involved in this. They're going to let the courts work it out. That's in their best interest.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
How we doing, sir? You've gone real quiet. Quanti's taking over your show.
No, I'm good. I'm letting you talk. I'm good. Talk.
We're listening to you. We're learning something.
So, my advice for Tasha K, if she decides to appeal, is do your research and getting a competent attorney. My recommendation is a minimum of 30 years experience.
Right.
In defamation cases. She might not have the money for that.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And that's where you've got to, like if you're playing poker, right? And you're looking at your hand, and you got to know when to fold them, right?
Right.
And then you move accordingly.
No, I agree. All right. Anything else you want to say to the people?
No. Are there any comments or anything out there? I can't see what's going on in the comments.
Anybody got any comments? Or
most of the people probably don't know me, and the few that do, I don't know if is Mika out there, Brixton Bay. Hey, Brixton Bay, I want you to send me a whole case of old-fashioned English mustard.
I think Brixton may be sleeping, but she might be.
Oh, she's sleeping. Is there anybody out there that knows me or remembers me other than you and Kwani?
I'm sure they do.
Where's Lemon? Where's Lemon at? Sleep?
I don't know what Lemon
At work?
I don't know.
Yeah, I heard Lemon talking. I heard Lemon talking crap, saying that, "Oh yeah, you and Lex are the same person."
Well, he's
yeah. It was humorous, man. I busted out laughing. To my knowledge, though, we didn't leave at the same time. I think we left at the same time. When I left, I remember Langston being very involved in it. So when I first left Sir King's platform, I was deployed for the incident that happened during January 6th. Sir King, I think, from what I know, I don't know what he said behind the scenes.
I didn't
don't know
tell
if he shared
them.
it.
I didn't tell them all that.
So yeah, for all the negativity that you get, you never discuss, the best I know, anything personal going on in my life. But I was deployed. That's when I first disappeared, as I was deployed. And it was several months.
Oh wow. Let's see. Well, Langston was still here because that's how he fell in love with Sassy.
Yeah. Yeah. I did my research on the history. And then when I came back, I got married. We had twins on the way, went on my honeymoon, and I jumped back into work. And I discussed this with Sir King before I left. He knew what was going on in my life. And I talked about the fact that I kind of wanted to step into this new phase of my life with positive energy. So that was on good terms. It was on good terms.
Right.
Wouldn't you agree, Sir King?
Congratulations on your family. That's beautiful.
Yeah, it was on good terms. Not bad. But we got this. That's what I'm saying. But he was the one that asked about you, and it was just just weird. So,
well, Langston remembers everything, Jeff. Langston remembers everything.
It's not so much you remember.
Langston remembers everything. He has a photogenic memory. He remembers everything, Sir King. You know that.
No, he has a moronic memory. That's what he has. He's a moron.
I mean, from what I remember, he was a strong supporter of your channel.
He was a strong antagonist. All money ain't good money, and we can't send the money back, or I would immediately.
But what happened? But you know what? I've always was lost on that. What happened between you and him?
There was no issue. He had an issue because of the issue with Sassy trying to label me as a cult leader, and I said no. So he's in love with the Sassy, so therefore he felt that the closest way to get to her heart is to come against me, right?
Okay, but Sassy, but you do understand that Sassy is no longer over here with us anymore. She said I was over with Sassy. I think, what channel were we on? Oh, it was over there on T Velocity, and Sassy unsubscribed to me and a lot of us over here. She let me know she unsubscribed to me, and I told her I understood it because she wants to take her channel in another direction.
But how could she?
But I also explained to her, if you still want to be part of the mess, you make a messy channel, and then you make another channel that's about business. Mm-hmm. You cannot combine all these channels together, or we'll end up still in the algorithm.
Yeah,
but she's thinking about subscriber. She says she still subscribed to Dovie. Okay, but Dovie's part of the beeping sector, so I don't understand her. She's a mod for Dovie. So if you're taking the Sassy Show name, even in that room, it's still going to bring the algorithm to that channel. So I'm not quite understanding Sassy.
Yeah, you're right, Quantity. I'm not an expert on the algorithm, but I have I have some knowledge and some inside knowledge about how it works. But you're right.
Okay, could you explain it? Because I'm not understanding. If she's calling herself the Sassy Show, even as being a moderator for an individual who's in the beeping sector and that's subscribed to us, wouldn't that still bring the algorithm to her channel?
Yeah, she's part of the clique.
She's still part of the beeping sector, even though she's unsubscribed to all of us. But she's moderating under that title, the Sassy Show, as a mod of someone who's attached to us. Wouldn't that still bring the algorithm towards her channel?
Yeah, absolutely. So
that's why I didn't understand what she was saying. I didn't understand what she was saying the other day. She said, well, I unsubscribe to majority of the beeping sector, but I love Lovey Love. I love Dovie, and I'm modding for Dovie. Yeah, but you're modding under the Sassy Show.
But that doesn't matter if she unsubscribed from us because most of her people that watch her are from over here.
From over here. I don't understand. Like when she went over to somebody else's channel and I watched it. And I said, she's saying all this horrible stuff about the beeping sector, but the beeping sector are the ones that are subscribed to you.
Yeah. That makes sense.
You're not making sense. If you lose us, you lose your audience.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to go and reinvent yourself somewhere else, my love. I like Sassy. I do like her. But what she was saying didn't make any sense. I've been here long enough, so I know what she's talking about. I understand she wants to separate, but you need to make the Sassy Show the beefing sector. But you got to find something. You got to call yourself something else somewhere else. Otherwise, she's still going to be linked with us.
Yeah, you got to turn your back. You know, you got to unsubscribe. You got to stop watching.
Yeah, she gotta start over from scratch. She cannot keep the sassy show unless she keeps that channel as the beeping sector part.
You gotta stop watching the content. You gotta stop watching the content in the beef sector.
But
You gotta remove yourself.
But she also cannot even be modding for somebody in the beeping sector under the sassy show label also.
Yeah, you gotta remove yourself. You gotta completely.
She gotta remove herself completely.
And start fresh. You can look at Wiley.
Exactly.
You look at, Wiley. He distanced himself from the B sector. Interesting thing, when people distance themselves from the B sector, in my research of when I was here, finding out what the B sector was all about, what was the origin, and looking at all the history, when I was around for that 4 or 5 months, I saw that Tasha K has B sector roots. That's correct, right? Tasha K has B sector roots. T.S. Madison is B sector
T.S. Madison, yes. Kaya.
Is that how her name? Kaya has B sector
Kaya.
roots. An interesting thing that I noticed, though, was that people that have left the B sector and established a platform that is, considered to be successful, that are doing extremely well, they haven't extended a hand back down to people in the beef sector, and primarily
they leave her. They leave her and talk horribly about us.
Exactly.
And that's primarily because of the.
But they started here though.
Because of the yeah, and the reason behind that is the doxing, right?
Correct.
It's the association with the doxing. When you're talking about roasting and gagging, there's a long history in Hollywood of roasting and gagging. And some of these old roast clubs, there would be physical fights.
Yes, they would.
Part of your roast and gag would be putting your cigar out in some suka. I'm talking old Hollywood now.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
We're talking Sammy Davis Jr.,
Jerry Lewis, and all them. Yeah,
right. We're going all the way back to the very rich history of roasting and gagging. So it got brutal. But the difference is with the beef sectors, it went dark when people started going offline.
Correct.
And that's what has prevented the beef sector from expanding like it possibly, some of these people that hadn't quote unquote made it could have pulled you up. Nobody wants their, grandmother doxxed, right? Nobody wants their children, put on blast. You got a disabled child if you're
correct,
whatever your family situation is. So people are going to distance themselves from that, and that's what's happened. But you can't talk bad or down.
But you do, Urban Creed, you do understand that's all over YouTube though. It's not just the beefing sector that's doing that. That stuff is all over, and these folks, some other areas of YouTube are swatting one another.
Yeah, there's a lot of that, the whole doxing and swatting and taking things off YouTube. That is something that YouTube/Google is aware of.
Yes.
And that's something that they've been, I talked about that when I first came on Serpent's platform, that they're working to eliminate that.
I understand. I heard what I was here when you first showed up. I was here, and I agree with you.
And you see the progression. You see the progression of what's happened since then. Keep in mind that also, agencies work in tandem with major corporations, right?
Correct. Yes.
They're trying to pinch off your money, right? Look at what you have to report now. A lot of people are making a lot less income because they have to report income. That's them working in tandem with the government. So little by little, you're tightening
even the cash apps, you gotta do a 1099 stuff on them. Cash apps and all that.
Right, exactly. Major corporations work in tandem with the government. When you look at Alex Jones and Farrakhan being booted off of YouTube, not only were they booted off of YouTube, when I talked about working in tandem with major corporations, PayPal cut off saying you can't use our services. That was at the same time they were booted off the platform. PayPal announced, hey, we don't want you to use. We're not going to allow you to. You're booted off our platform as well. So these organizations work together. Major corporations work in tandem with the government. There's a lot of talent Well, I won't say a lot of talent. There is talent in the beef sector. There's a very
It
rich
is.
history in entertainment with roasting and gagging. You just gotta, you have to police yourselves and shut down taking things offline. Right.
Correct.
Let me just paint a picture for you. There is no reason why people in the beef sector couldn't hold a reunion like you see on reality shows. Some people toyed with it a little bit, right? We've seen Sean Bradley toy with.
Yeah, Sean Brady tried to.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sean Brady did try.
Jay Wilson held an event, right?
Mhm.
What you have in the beef sector is a marketplace, right? That was established out of nowhere, right? So all of a sudden now you have a marketplace, right? You have a microcosm of people, and you have fans, you have people that are donating. You have a marketplace. Within that marketplace, what can you do to maximize that marketplace? Can I sell a T-shirt? Right? We got Jay Wilson selling prayer cloths.
Mm-hmm.
You got people selling T-shirts. What else can you do to maximize that marketplace? Can we do an in-person reunion every year?
Correct.
We know that T.S. Madison took a show on the road. So Jay
Correct.
Wilson, Kwani, Fyebabe, Sir King, whoever your major personalities are, could they take a show on the road? You already have a marketplace. Go to each major.
We got to learn how to get along. But we got to learn how to get. We have to learn how to get along and learn how to trust each other.
Right,
That's the
exactly.
problem.
Look at all
That's the issue. That's the issue.
Yeah,
Trust.
look at all the big players. Look at all the big players in the beef sector.
It's
Go
a
take a look at
lot
all
of us. But the thing is,
look at their views.
getting along and the trust.
Look at the and add up all the millions of views between Jay Wilson, Fyebabe, and Duchess Kelly
and majority
Love.
majority of us share the same subscribers too.
Right. So you think they could fill a stadium hall and do a reunion, an annual reunion, and generate a profit from that? You got to look at your market. You got to look at your market.
But we will all have to learn how to grow up.
Right.
That's the issue. We all not grown up.
There you go. And you got to maximize your marketplace.
Correct.
Right? Don't take for granted the marketplace that's been created. And how can I maximize this marketplace? And that I don't see going. I've seen little peaks of it. Sean Bradley tried to do something. But don't waste your marketplace. There's a lot that could be done with the beef sector if you can eliminate the doxing. And that's easier said than done, right? That's easier said than done. I talked about this when I first came on. There's a natural downward spiral.
Mm-hmm.
Some leaders have to stand up and say what's acceptable and what's not acceptable.
Yeah, but who we gonna let be the leader? That's the problem too. That's another problem.
Yeah, right. It's easier said than done.
Who are we gonna allow to be the leader? And are we gonna listen to the leader? If we got too many, if they say too many cooks spoil the soup, we got a lot of that going on over here.
Yeah. People, and I can't blame anyone for being focused on their own platform. I can't blame anyone. Everybody can't be visionary.
I understand.
Right?
That's true.
Everybody can't be innovative. I can't blame somebody for being focused on their platform. Well, look, I'm getting this over here. I'm getting $2,500 a month. I'm getting $1,200 a month, and that's all I'm worried about. You have to be visionary if you want to be, successful. As far as you can take yourself, as far as you can take your success. If you want to be an innovator, if you want to push the limits, you got to think outside the box, and you got to be fearless.
That's true.
And the rest is up to the people. What I can say is that the beef sector is still young, right? 3 years old.
Yeah, but I'll say about 4. I'm going on 4 years, I believe. Yeah, still young.
There's a lot of growing to go. Who knows who the major players will be in a few years, or if they'll even be around in a few years. But that's up to you guys. That is up your survivability, your marketability, you maximizing your marketplace. That is up to every single one of you. What you're going to do with the marketplace you create.
That's true. You're right.
So I think I'll talk to you.
We may need you to help us. We may need you to help us.
I'm so busy, Kwani. My schedule is so, Sir King knows I have a very busy schedule. I had the time during the pandemic to come on. What I admired about Sir King's platform was, we're moving towards interactive television, right? We're moving to this interactive digital media, right? And when you're talking about talk shows, Sir King's show was an interactive Arsenio Hall, an interactive Jerry Springer. And I remember, 2 a.m. in the morning, there's 700 people in the chat. And you got all these characters coming on. There was Great Man. There was someone driving a bus. There was some other person.
The lady who worked was a trucker.
Yeah, so you had a very rich selection of characters. That's the way talk show works, is having characters, having interesting people come on. So it was innovative in being an interactive Jerry Springer / Arsenio Hall. Conan O'Brien. But whenever you have a momentum, you got to keep it rolling. Another highlight to your show, Sir King, that I was disappointed you got rid of was the whole flushing thing. People came on.
Lord.
I know you got backlash from it. But people came on to see who you were going to flush.
Yeah. Oh Lord. Yeah.
I been got flushed a few times, and I laughed.
Right. There were people that came up and asked to be flushed.
Yeah, some people
then cried about it, right? Like
Duchess,
with her ever disappearing self, cried about the whole situation.
That's something that happened organically, right? And that's innovation. So when you're in the midst of innovation, when you're in the midst of a moment, 15 minutes of fame, you got to figure out, how to get the next 15 minutes and keep it rolling.
True. That is so true.
So that's what drove me to watch. That's what kind of drove me in. And
well, the next 15 minutes was stereo. That's what that was. When they did that whole severe blackout campaign on me and all the other stuff that we migrated.
But you were always teaching. That's what I liked about Sir King. You were always teaching. You will always find something new, and you will bring everybody with you.
Yeah.
So
that's one thing I can say about you, Sir King. You always shared. I don't find a lot of that on here. Oh, you're the only one that I've ever known to share. You find something new, and it has money affiliated with it, where somebody can gain some monetary instrument. You're the only one willing to share it, and nobody else does that over here.
No.
Well, it was definitely a Santa Claus in disguise when it came to stereo.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
A lot of people came up on that. That was something that he could have kept private and never discussed with anyone. And nobody would have been.
He didn't have to share that with nobody. He could have just him and Limit just could have went over there and made the money.
Well, then they ruined it. They ruined it.
Yeah. And that also speaks to how you manage your brand, right? When you have a platform, there's a responsibility behind a platform, right? Because once you get an audience, people are going to seek you out. You're going to get clout chasers. You're going to get people that are severely mental. So, King, you've been to this. We get people that come on your platform that are clearly severely mentally ill, right? Should you give them a stage on your platform for clicks and views, or should you consider them a liability? So, there's a certain amount of responsibility on a platform, but what's oversharing and what should you share and what you shouldn't share. In this sector, I would say that sharing sharing what you discovered on stereo was to your detriment. But I get the fact that you're still new at this, still trying to find your way, and
but they were coming anyway, right? Because they were scoping me out anyway. I had to share, I had to promote over here in order to get the audience. You know what I'm saying? Because that was an audience-based driven application. So it would have worked well, to sit in our bubble. It had to expand to some degree. But when they expanded, I mean, it was pretty much we did what we had to do and got what we need to get. So
I have not been back on there since way back then. What I will say though, I talked about some of the changes that they're probably going to implement. But when it comes to sharing, you can confidentially share with I gave you some email information you can confidentially share with your subscribers. You don't have to reveal it to the public, and you can I think you're kind of doing that now from me going back and looking at a lot of your old videos in the past couple of days. You've got these private discussions going on. That's some of the ways you can share content behind the scenes. But with a secure email, it's another way you can share content and things that you have going, moving forward, but always protect your trademark, protect your brand. It's something I try to stress to you before I left. Protect your brand. If you're going to jump in, jump in all the way. If you're not, then, it might be time to back out. You got to make a decision of what you're going to do. One thing I noticed about a lot of people that are very successful on YouTube is what we see in Hollywood, which is I'm not going to have any other options, right? If you're homeless, sleeping in your car, and you're performing in comedy clubs, and you're like, there's no other option. A lot of your most famous comedians have a homeless story, all of them, right? Arsenio Hall has a homeless story. Tyler Perry has a homeless story. Every major comedian has this. Arsenio Hall was homeless for 10 years. His whole family was calling him a loser.
Oh, wow. 10 years. I didn't know that. Now, that much I didn't know.
Yeah. Samuel Jackson, had a crack addiction. Something that he's talked about openly. But he overcame that. So a lot of people who have become successful in entertainment have hit their lowest point and said, this is what I'm just going to do this. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But this is all that I'm going to do. Put all my energy. You got to find one thing and focus on that one thing. That's the key to success. Is find one thing.
Focus in on your passion.
And focus in on that, right? Life is a lot shorter than what we think.
Right.
I talked about this. It's a lot shorter than what you think. So find something that you're passionate about and jump in, be fearless. Reach out to people that you don't think will respond to you. Be fearless. You've only got one chance to do it. Be fearless. Be fearless. Live your life to its fullest potential.
Correct.
I totally agree. I'm right with you. All
right, guys. I think I talked your head off enough.
Well, thank you, Langston. It's great seeing you.
Nice to see you, and thank you for teaching.
Langston, Sir King.
No, Urban Critic. It was great seeing you. Congratulations to you on your new additions to your family.
Yeah, awesome.
I appreciate it, man. It's been a wonderful experience having children, particularly twins, as a marriage. These are new these are new mountains, that I've scaled in my life, and it's all a new experience to me. I think when you have children, it changes your focus, on what's important in your life, and it's a blessing.
Yeah,
and watching twins is crazy.
You're able to see the world differently. You're able to see the world differently through children's eyes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's all a blessing.
Sure is.
Are they boys or girls?
They're girls, twin girls.
Oh, beautiful.
Congratulations.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Get ready for plenty of tea parties. You're going to get ready for plenty of tea parties.
Yeah, I'm a big kid at heart. I've always been that way. I'm a big kid. I'm a big guy. I'm 6'5".
Okay.
I'm a big guy. But I've always held on to that sense of humor, that childlike sense of humor. I'm a big kid. I have a lot of fun, with my daughters. They, jump on me, crawl on me, slap me in the face, and it's always my thing. So I do feel blessed. Absolutely.
That's beautiful. It's awesome.
So I'm not gonna hold you guys any longer, Sir King. So stop calling me Langston.
Oh, my bad. That was Langston. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
And like I said, I think that Langston just identified with someone who he thought was another professional, and he kind of wanted to know what happened to my perspective was he wanted to see the growth in your platform, and he was wondering, what happened. But you know him a lot better than me. That was just my perspective, from the outside.
Yeah, that's not that was his intention. He's an antagonist and very condescending in nature, especially towards African American people. So yeah.
So we're clear. So
y'all, Langston is not Urban Critic. Urban Critic is not Langston.
And Kwani, it was a pleasure talking to you, Kwani. I want you to keep preaching. I
Well,
want
thank
you
you.
to
I appreciate it.
establish a church called the Church of Q
Honey,
Squad.
it won't be church. Yeah, it won't be church. But I will keep preaching.
Reverend Bishop Kwani and her miraculous healing ceremony. Make sure you're healed and curse you out at the same time.
Give you a 2 for the price of 1.
So keep your sense of humor, Kwani. Keep speaking what you feel in your heart.
Okay.
And so, King, my best advice to you is whatever you decide to do in the future, man, just dive in 100%. Once you make a decision on what you want to do, dive in 100% and put your fullest potential into it. Be innovative. Try to think outside the box. Try to think about things from a much higher level than from where you sit. I often used to send you things about being an executive, looking at things from an executive perspective. Watch some YouTube videos about how CEOs think, how executives think. To broaden your horizon.
Right. No, I totally agree with
Okay?
you. Yeah, definitely. I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm. All right, guys.
All right.
God's blessings to all of you. I don't know when the next time you'll ever hear me again, but until we meet again. All right?
Until we meet
All right,
again.
thank you. I appreciate you.
Urban.
All right. Take care, guys.
Yeah, ta-ta.
Y'all, that's the one and only Urban Critic. I hope y'all learned something from that discussion.
That was awesome.
Mm-hmm. It was.
It was really awesome.
That's why I had to put a pause to you. I was like, what was this? So,
that was awesome. It really was awesome.
Yeah, it was. So once again, thank you, Urban, and congratulations to you and your family.
Mm-hmm. Congratulations. Now I need you to explain to me after what I said to you. I said, okay, now Fyebabe was calling Pizarro the ops. Why would she allow the ops on her platform?
I don't know. I mean, I would understand if she allowed her on her platform and then cursed her out, but she didn't. That's
correct.
The weirdest thing. That was the weirdest interaction to me.
It was weird to me as well because she just humiliated and punished Tisa for being over in the ops room. So why would she allow the ops in her room and also on her platform to question her and then turn around and say, you know what, because she even said in her own live, she didn't really have anything against Pizarro. Wait a minute, what? Well, how is she the ops and you don't have anything against her?
Well, Kwani, they are saying that this may be a lover's quarrel, allegedly.
Well, that's what I'm kind of feeling myself.
Yeah.
But I said that on my live yesterday. I said, I asked Tisa when she was in my room, what's going on with you and Fyebabe? Because you ought to make sense to me. For starters, why is one woman buying another woman clothing and sunglasses and giving her round trip tickets to come and visit her in California for the weekend? Why are you buying all those things for her daughter? Who would make someone the godmother of their child and they met the person on social media, on an application?
Right.
She hasn't known this woman that long to start giving her a title to her child. And listen to the word godmother. You know what a godmother is and a godfather is?
Yeah.
That's the person who raised your child after you gone to glory. The person who influenced your child and give you all of your, give your baby all the memories of you that you were not able to capture because now you're going to glory. It's weird to me. Why would two heterosexual women be purchasing gifts like that to one? That don't make sense to me. And also what I was saying I said also when I went live this evening, I said this as well. Fyebabe went live and told that the other moderators were contacting her about Tisa being over there. So I'm saying to myself, so are those other moderators jealous of Tisa and Fyebabe's relationship? So did they set Tisa up? Because once Fyebabe went live and said what she said about Tisa, those moderators were saying horrible things about Tisa in the chat.
Well, I could definitely believe that. They may be just jealous of Tisa and what Tisa has alone.
Yeah, that's what I said too. I said the same thing because Tisa was the one who was giving her all the gifts. Tisa was really her number one moderator.
Right.
To be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of them became jealous of Tisa and they want to be number one. But the thing is, Fyebabe is the foolish one because they're not going to give her the gifts in a coin that Tisa was given. And it's really dumb to let Tisa go now when you got a court proceeding about to come up and you need a round trip ticket to Baltimore.
Well, Kwani, I was thinking that maybe something has happened, or maybe, something
happened behind the scenes.
Right.
It's more than just going in Pizarro room.
Yes.
It's more than Pizarro room. Something else is going on here.
And this is her way to get out of that.
Correct. Like I said, because Tisa's been in Pizarro room forever. Mm-hmm. Now all of a sudden you use a Pizarro.
Yeah.
Now the excuse is being in Pizarro room. Really?
Yeah, it's just an excuse.
It doesn't make any sense. And like I said, Tisa has never said anything bad about Fyebabe in any room. Anywhere I've ever seen Tisa, if somebody say anything bad about Fyebabe, Tisa is protecting her. Or Tisa just leave the room.
Well, she wants to cut. I think Fyebabe wants to cut that off.
Well, if she wants to cut it off, just be a woman and cut it off. But why would you bring it on YouTube and embarrass this woman? And then the woman had lost somebody in her life. Fyebabe knew that information prior to us knowing that information. We didn't know that Tisa had lost anybody. Right. Tisa told that. We didn't know that. Fyebabe knew that information because her and Tisa on the phone with each other every night. How dare you do this to this woman and she's going through, she's grieving.
Well,
why would you bring it on YouTube?
Well, you got to remember they met on YouTube, but also she wants to cut it off. So
it's just crazy. But then she turned around and said today, well, I care about you, and you are gonna be upset because Tisa not gonna be back together again. Did you hear that, boy?
I heard that part. So I was hoping they ain't playing in our face, but I mean, I
don't feel they playing. Well, they are playing in faces, not mine and not yours. They playing in Babe Nation's face. Mm-hmm. That's what they're doing.
Well, either way, even if she gets back together with her, I mean, she really turned.
If she gets back together with Fyebabe, she's foolish. After the way that woman humiliated her all over YouTube. She didn't do it once. She did it twice. 2 days in a row. And then trying to run 3. And today was a humiliation as well. That was ignorant too. Fyebabe kept saying, well, what about me? It's me. I'm the content creator. You messing up my brand. How is Tisa messing up her brand? She's not her brand ambassador. How is Tisa messing up her brand by having fun over there with Pizarro? What brand? Can you tell me what the brand is? Did I miss something? Did I miss anything? What brand does Fyebabe have? And she pleading poor. She pleading poor to get a public defender. What brand she get?
I don't know.
2 people in a household and $18,000 get you a public defender. Shut up, please. What brand? Come on, Sir King. You're not done.
Yeah, I know. It's just, I want to know how he will unsubscribe, because you can't pull those kind of shenanigans with supporters and then not affect you in terms of numbers and so forth. So it wasn't worth it. And I hope they didn't concoct this whole scheme or something, because it was definitely not well thought out. So
I don't think it's a scheme. I just think that Fyebabe cut her nose off to spite her face. She was emotional, feeling some kind of way, and somebody else got in her ear. Yeah. She was already feeling some kind of way about Tisa. And then and she went and talked to some people. She went and talked to her mods. Mm-hmm. She went and talked to QB. Mm. And they suggested, you know what, I was feeling the same way. I saw that too. And I said, I don't understand why this, that, and the third going on over there. And I don't get it. And it does look bad on your brand. But first of all, what brand? the first thing is what brand? Okay, she's selling hair and selling eyelashes. The thing is, Tisa is not the brand ambassador. Tisa is not going all over YouTube saying horrible things about anyone. And of course, not about her. So I'm not quite understanding this.
Yeah, I just think Fyebabe has. I hate to say this, but Fyebabe may have a mental issue.
See, that's a mental institution. You didn't know that? She has been to the mental institution before. You know that?
Well, I said mental issue, not mental institution.
Well, she's been in the mental institution before. Tracy D told you that. You didn't hear Tracy D? That was told months ago.
But did you hear the part of the kid? But did you hear the part of the kid almost drowned because she be busy watching to YouTube?
I mean, what happened? I mean, what? I mean, what?
She was taking care of somebody's kid, and the kid almost drowned because she's too busy watching YouTube rather than the kid.
Oh no, I didn't. No.
Yeah.
She's gotten this social media hooked up with her real life, with her reality.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what's going on. She don't know she does not know how to turn it off. We don't take this to bed with us. At least I don't.
No.
I don't take this much to bed with me. I don't take this to my real life. When I turn this mess off, I turn it completely off. I don't take this into my life and start cursing out folks in my family according to what I done on YouTube. That's not what I do. I don't do transference of anger. I turn this mess completely off. Now, I give you some parts of me, but I'll also give you a little facet of something else, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I'm a character, sometimes I'm a caricature. I'm not giving you the entirety of who I am on this YouTube.
Right.
I turn it off. I'm not at home strategizing. Fyebabe let you know she's over there doing strategic commentary. This ain't no strategy that I do. I click this link and go live.
Right.
I'm not tracking. Tracking what?
Yes.
What am I tracking?
I don't understand that word, tracking.
But she can't track her own life, and she got a court receipt. She couldn't track a real attorney who told her to stay at home. She almost had a warrant out for arrest. But she couldn't track or do strategic on that. What was the strategy on that attorney she got?
Oh, the strategy was they said, because she's out of state, she don't need to spend money on an attorney. Just get a public defender. I was like, what?
Okay. No, it sounds like a fool to me. You fight the state. Okay, Sean Bradley and Donna and Brittany, they got their own attorney and they live there.
Yeah.
They don't have a public defender. Those three individuals do not have public defenders, and they live in Maryland. Fyebabe thinks she's fighting Rita. She's not fighting Rita. She's fighting Maryland, the state. Does she not understand what she's fighting? She believes she's really fighting Rita. She's not fighting Rita. Rita does not have to show up in court if she does not want to. The state said, Rita, I agree with what you're saying. I believe you. You don't have to be here, sis. We're going to take the case. We're going to fight for you. That's what the state's saying. That's exactly what the state is saying. Fyebabe's not on the horn with that darn public defender every day. She couldn't be. That's why she on YouTube acting a buffoon. What attorney would still say, keep going live and being an idiot? What attorney would tell you to do that? You don't see Sean on here acting like that.
Right.
Do you?
Right. No, you don't.
He ain't getting on here he's not over here being silly. This is real life.
Right. You
going to court now. Who gonna raise your baby girl if you're behind locked up? Sean ain't got no little bitty babies running through his house. No, he does not. Right. She's talking about she's strategic. I don't see a strategy here. She worried about Tisa and Pizarro. Girl, you need to be worried about that court case. I would not be consumed and concerned about what's happening with no Pizarro being on op and what Tisa doing. I'll be off of YouTube trying to figure out how to strategize on getting some coin. So I get me an attorney, get me a team behind me to get this mess up off my back. While living in Illinois and the war going on in Maryland. Are you crazy? Don't make sense. But Sir King, thank you for having me. Thank you for having me, honey.
Well, thank you, Kwani, for coming. It was good to see you, stranger.
Nice to see you too, my love.
Right.
I shared your video. Well, I shared this one and the one before this. I shared your video. Somebody left a message and said, "Oh, you like Sir King?" I said, "Yes." Yes, I do like Sir King. What you talking about? What you talking about, child? I'm the one who always acting a goddamn fool. Not Sir King.
Okay, Kwani. Tomorrow you'll be cursing me out.
Child, I know I wake up on the wrong side of the bed sometimes, child. You know what I give.
Yeah. Well,
you know what I give. You know I'm a damn fool sometimes. It's okay.
What you think about that?
That don't mean I don't like you, child. Okay. I curse on who I like.
Well, I'm glad to know that. Now.
Well, thank you for having me, and you enjoy your weekend, and you be safe and wear your mask and utilize your sanitizers, okay?
Most definitely. And you have
you speak to Lemon, you tell Lemon I say hello.
Okay, I will, for sure.
And you hear from Pizarro, you tell I say hello too.
Who?
Pizarro. I'm not Pizarro. Pizarro, you must be talking about me some goddamn word, Pizarro. The young lady. What's the young lady name? Oh my God.
Terry
P. I knew it was a damn P. Shit. Terry P.
Okay.
Yeah. It's late. I gotta get my ass some sleep.
Yeah. I was gonna make a 211 joke, but I'm not.
You can make one. Go ahead and give me one. Give me 211 joke.
And get you some lemonade, okay? Oops. Okay, Kwani.
What you drinking on, child? Give yourself a 211 joke too.
No. Okay, a wine drink or something like that. Wine cooler. There you go.
With Terry P. Tell Terry P. I say hello as well.
Okay, I will.
All right then. Well, you enjoy your night, babe. Bye bye.
Take care, Kwani.
All right.
Ta-ta. Ta-ta. Bye, Kwani. Ooh, child. That's the one and only Kwani. You never know what you're gonna get with Kwani. I know we're gonna get this stuff.
Something just ain't right. It just ain't right.
Yeah, Kwani was all right tonight. Woo. Okay, y'all. So feel free to throw to the live. Feel free to subscribe if you want to. Feel free to send a gesture to $sign Sir King Crown. It's a lot going on. Like I did not expect Kwani. I did not expect Urban Critic to show up and all that. But hopefully you guys learned a lot from that discussion, that conversation. Like I said, everything that we do over here is organic. So you never know what you're gonna get. Even on a night like this. I don't know what else to say. Oh, Stephanie, you said, do you think she may be trying to make money for a lawyer? I don't think this is the way you would do it, though. You cut off the main money supporter, and then you're going to alienate some of your other stronger supporters. I get what you're saying, but it's not the most wise way to get money for an attorney. So, what's up, Philly T girl? You done missed everything. Philly T, where you been? Oh, girl, you done missed everything. It's a lot of surprises. Ron, he said, what a night of surprises. Yeah, it sure was a night of surprises. All right, y'all. So that's the broadcast for tonight. This whole Fyebabe situation is a travesty. I don't know. The green sector is not a doo-doo brown sector. You can't be of negative energy and expect to be green. I mean, they should have called themselves the red sector. Whatever. Yeah, so that's that. And Jay Wilson and Dovie, I think if he takes her to court, she could just say that she's insane, not saying that she is insane, or that she has a mental issue that causes her to have, bad decision making. I don't know. But that's pretty much it, y'all. So be the change y'all want to see in the world. And let me just say this, y'all. Please do not get invested in these content creators because they can switch out this whole independent Nistatista. We don't know. Independent Nistatista could, they ain't gonna say that, but they could exchange some things in the background. Independent Nista will be right over there tomorrow, and y'all gonna be mad as hell because y'all probably care more than Independent Nistatista does. Okay, so please don't get invested in that situation because I do feel, well, I do feel she may return right over there. I just hope the circumstances are correct. So that's all I got to say regarding that. All right, y'all. With that being said, I'm gonna head on out. Make sure y'all enjoy y'all weekend. You know, and Kwani was right. When you log off, make sure you log off. But I know this thing be so entrenching. You know, it's just like so many storylines, and then something pop off, and people be saying, "Girl, did you see what happened over there? You better get over there now." So it's hard to really log off. But yeah, please don't make this your life. Get out and enjoy the air. Okay. And I don't know. We may be going to war with Russia, I guess. I hope not, but there's a lot of stuff going on. Sharona B says, yes, I'm staying out of it. Yeah. Just don't get invested to the point where you just start making crazy decisions. And Rico, everything ain't for public consumption. You got the case dropped or whatever. If you stay out of trouble for 6 months, please stay out of trouble for 6 months because you know these people are salivating to just tear you down. So please, please. All right, y'all. With that being said, I'm out of here. Thank you guys to my wonderful, well, thank you to my wonderful Tofuans, my moderators, and casual fans alike. If you want to, feel free to send a gesture of $, Sir King Crown. Those who are in my platinum chat, in case you did not hear at the beginning, dues are due. I will be premiering something very soon within the next week or so. So those who are in my platinum chat will get firsthand access to it. All right. With that being said, take care, everybody. Have a great weekend, and I will see you guys soon. Bye, y'all. Ooh, child.
Tofu Alley. No beef, just tofu. That boy is good.
Okay, for those in my platinum chat, can somebody drop that link to the Zoom? Because you know I'm hopping on that Zoom real quick. So please drop the link to the Zoom because I will be on after this broadcast. All right. I'll see y'all over there. Please drop the link to the Zoom in the platinum chat. Thank you very much. Bye, y'all. Ta-ta.